right in front of Elijah.
Good evening. Welcome to our show, Ghost R N.E.A.R, where we discuss and actively explore paranormal phenomena. I am your host, Keith Johnson, the co-founder of New England Anomalies Research, along with my lovely wife, Sandra, who I wish could join us tonight. But I have a return guest this evening who you will certainly recognize, my good friend, Mr. Charles Gardner, also known as Red Drag.
Yes, thank you, Keith, for having me on. This is like the third time, right? You're gluttoning for punishment, huh?
All right. Yeah.
Oh.
But, and on location too. I've had you on location as well, so.
Yeah, third time here. And you know what's kind of funny is every time I'm a guest on your show, it's usually within my birthday, which is like 3 weeks away again.
Oh, yeah. So, it just seemed to coincidentally happen that way, you know?
Yeah, it's a beautiful birthday present. Thank you.
Oh, great. Great to have you on.
Thanks, Keith, once again.
Yeah. And you'll be looking forward to next month, St. Patrick's Day coming up.
I am.
One of our favorite holidays.
I do look forward to St. Patrick's Day. I don't celebrate it like a lot of folks do because I am Wiccan. So I do celebrate the Celtic side of my Irish ancestry. I don't look at the history of St. Patrick's Day as a way to not celebrate it like some people do.
Right.
I've just turned it into celebration of being Irish. I mean, why not?
Right.
And there's so many branches of the Irish that that's what I do.
Yeah, well, that's good. I've got, the Irish roots in me too. Irish, Yankee, which is English, and Swedish, and I guess all of us are hodgepodges in some way.
Yeah, Irish, Scottish, German, English, French. I'm what you call a Heinz 57 mix, what they used to call us back in the day.
Very good.
But even doing the research back, a lot of times people, they don't know that Gardner actually is an Irish name. It just had the I in it. It was Gardner. The I was removed because the Gardners that came over with the I were loyalists to the kings.
Oh, I see.
So, and they went back to England. And the ones that stayed here were stayed with the Continentals.
Yes, and many Irish and Celtic names, they kind of homogenized them to make, you sound more American, and that was easy to get a job that way, right?
Yeah.
Rather than somebody named Higgins rather than O'Higgins. Or
O'Malley was named Malley, yep.
Right, yeah. Well, recently, Charles and I were with our friend Marin, who you've seen on some of the Lovecraft tributes and Poe tributes. We explored our neighborhood, Rocky Point Amusement Park, formerly Rocky Point Amusement Park, and it's a wonderful walking trail now. It has quite a history, not all of it pleasant, but we have obviously fond memories of when it was an amusement park, but it has another side to it too, and that's what we were exploring.
Yep.
And a good friend, Jason Mayo, of course, very, very knowledgeable.
He is.
History of that.
And we stayed away from the amusement park every time we did this too, Keith. I remember a lot of times when we were out there, we were investigating what would be considered the Carney area.
Yes, yeah.
And we even investigated some of the old prior Rev War structure area that was in there. So we really didn't go into any of the common stuff, like, the guy that got split in half in the ski lift, and nothing about the rides. We stayed, in the, like you would say, the darker sensitive areas.
Yes.
We did go, what I thought was kind of cool, and it still sticks in my head, is when we went to where the animals were buried.
Oh, yes, yes.
And we kept getting the orbs that were back there and stuff that sounded like chirping monkeys. And at first I thought it was a swing set. I'm like, that sounds like a swing set. But then one of the followers that were watching us up on TikTok Live said, that sounded like chirping monkeys. And it's like, huh.
I wonder if that person knew the history there.
They didn't. That's the thing. They'd never been there. And that was the cool thing, is like, the person that said that was way too young to ever experience Rocky Point. and didn't know anything about the zoo being there. So the fact that, you know, that person came back was like, that sounded like monkeys, and we're in the area where the animals were buried.
Yes.
That's pretty coincidental.
Yes, and that's people usually think of cemeteries as, you know, human ghosts and things like that, human-looking ghosts and all that folklore. But where animals have suffered and been made to suffer, that carries some very bad vibes as well.
Yeah, they got souls too. I don't believe that they don't. They're all created by God, right? So
Yes, yeah.
I don't think he left that stuff out of them as part of the DNA structure. So yeah, that was kind of cool, as
Yeah.
I've never experienced anything with animals coming through. It's usually people, but experiencing something with the animals, it almost made me want to a curiosity about the ones at Roger Williams.
Yes.
The graveyards that are around there. I don't recommend investigating that at night, though. Definitely
No,
not Roger
no.
Williams Park.
Right.
Not a great idea. But we had a great experience. I always forget the name of the experiment, so you're going to have to help me with this. Where we blindfold the person and they hear
Oh, yes, yeah. Estes method.
Yes, and we put my brother into that. And if you remember, this was the first negative thing we got the first time with him down where that Kearney building was. And the history for that Kearney area, there was a murder in said area. There was a lot of illegal drug use down there, a lot of suffering from the Kearneys.
Yes, yeah.
You know, Kearneys weren't good people. There's a reason usually they were traveling with those areas, because it was the only places that would hire them.
Oh, yeah, they were
And
like
it's-
transients. And,
Yeah, and it's a good way to stay out of the way of the law. You see, you're going from spot to spot, they can't catch you. But we had caught a spirit that was able to talk to my brother, if you remember. And then when we returned, it remembered my brother's name. It said,
yes.
"Where's Ray?"
yeah.
And when I told my brother that, he had turned pale white the first time he heard it. But then when he found out that it remembered his name, he's like, "No way." I'm like, yeah, it said, "Where's Ray?" over that thing. I thought it was kind of cool. It was able, you remember when Ray gave back the thing because he didn't want to do it anymore. And it came across the spirit saying, "I want the guy with the snake tattoos." And I didn't know my brother had snake tattoos. So this thing was smart enough to know that Ray had snake tattoos. And my brother's never really experienced anything like that. That's why he got a little nervous. If you
Right.
notice, he got more pale than
A little
normal.
apprehensive, yes.
Yeah, and he's like, "No, I don't want to do this no more." And it's okay. Like, a lot of people would pick on him for that, right? Like, Ray's supposed to be this big guy of Halloween.
Yeah,
But let's be honest. Like, if you're in the paranormal world and you're investigating stuff, we're going to get scared. If you stay there and say, nothing scares you, then
Right.
you're not doing your job.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I've done stuff in where Old Sparky was that I had to leave the building.
Oh,
So and I'm supposed to be this big tough guy, and something in there was, "You're not tough."
right.
Out that door, I went.
Everybody has the limits.
They do.
It's a reality. A lot of people don't realize the reality of it. And I mean, they believe it and such, but actually experiencing it can be another thing. When you're actually there experiencing it and feeling it, and you realize that it's sometimes in a way tangible, and if it reveals itself and you know it's real, then no holds barred, right?
Yeah, you know, I'm like yourself. I like to think like 95% of it can be explained, but then there comes that 5%,
Yeah.
like what we dealt with at Rocky Point, where that was an intelligent haunt, where the spirit like not only interacted with us the first time, but then remembers the
Oh, yes,
fact that it
remembers you.
interacted with us. That was kind of cool. That was one of the times where I've experienced like back-to-back experiences where I can no doubt go back and say, now, there's something there.
Yeah.
There's been times I've gone to places, I've heard something once, I don't hear it again returning to it. So was it a fluke going through the wind? Was it like you can get waves through truck waves and police radar, even people's cell phones now. But that was no cell phone. That was no truck wave. That was a very intelligent answer back. One of the things I thought was kind of cool too is the Carney actually had that Carney accent to it when it was speaking. So I'd say one of the things you enjoyed is when it was able to talk about the rides when you were talking to them.
Yes, yeah.
You brought up
I
the
relive
music.
that when I talk
Yeah.
about it, the old rides and everything, yeah.
I think you brought up the Music Express, and it was able to talk about one of the bands that was on there, and that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So there's definitely some intelligence in there.
Yes, yeah. And it has kind of a macabre history in some ways, too. You mentioned the unfortunate gentleman who had the accident on the Skyliner and unfortunately lost his life. He was a CB, too.
Was he? I didn't know he was a CB.
Yeah, just like my dear father-in-law was a CB, yeah.
Was he World War II era or afterwards? Do you know?
I think might have been World War II. I mean, it happened in 1970, so it
Yes,
could have been
it's
Korean.
possible.
It could have been, a lot of things could have been. But there was also, cult activity going on there too, and it went on till I would say fairly recently, until they cleaned the place up and put the paths through and everything like that.
I wouldn't doubt if people are still doing it, though.
Yeah.
Because you and I have caught people up in the woods up in there, and there has been where the phone, the first phone call went out, there's been ashes in there.
Yes.
So I wouldn't doubt if people are still doing stupid stuff like that up there.
Yeah. First phone call to the White House.
Yep, right on that property.
Yes.
I think that's one of the things I want to try next time is to get into that structure. The only problem is getting up there in the dark is dangerous.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that, going, especially the rocks. And for people who aren't familiar with the topography there, it's they've got caves there, actual caves, and they're iced over now and everything. It's very,
not
very
a good idea
dangerous.
to walk on that. Plus the field itself, if you remember when we went in there where the rides were, it turns into a mosh. Especially in the wintertime, it'll freeze like an ice skating park, or in the spring, a lot of times when it's thawing, you sink in that stuff like it's quicksand.
Oh, yes.
So you don't want to be walking in that at nighttime.
That's right.
That's why we were trying to stick to the road half the time, because the first time we went there, it was the dead of winter. It was cold. When we returned, it wasn't cold, but it was still damp out. I remember it was spitting out, so we had rain situations there. So we haven't had good luck with weather there yet.
No.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. Like even the caves themselves, like Jason has put it in his comic book, and it's been with, got to be this tall, that it was said that there was Native Americans in there.
Yes.
That were removed.
Yes.
When doing my research back, because I've been digging a lot with the area to see what historical facts there are actually facts and which ones are just made up going down, there definitely were natives in that area. Where the bodies in there, I don't know. And I don't think anybody's found that stuff. If they were in there, they would be from the Nantucket tribe, not the Narragansett tribe. And that actually, the Nantucket predates the Narragansetts. They were there for quite some time.
Yes, and there have been human remains found.
Yeah, so there's a possibility.
Yeah.
It's just like with the fortification. I cannot find any solid evidence that it was on that point. The only thing I have been able to document is reading the gentleman that set up to get the Gaspee talks about a structure being at that point of an earlier time. Nothing's come up. But however, when we were investigating in there, if you remember, in that area, we actually had something talking like officers, but they were British officers. So that was kind of...
It does have a history of that.
Yeah, it would have been a British area prior to the Rev War. So I'm like, was that structure there during the French and Indian War? Was it there before that? Because a lot of times that stuff was not documented. And unfortunately, Rev War up to the Civil War and back, a lot of those fortifications and stuff, unless they had served big purposes, went back into the earth.
Yeah, and it was the Gaspee was there, and even the HMS Bounty.
Yep.
People are familiar with that, the famous mutiny, the HMS Bounty. There's a lot of famous ships were there.
Yeah, and it's, well, the Navy starts right here in Rhode Island.
Yes,
And
true.
some of the biggest.
Isaac Hopkins, yeah.
Yeah, some
Lived
of
in Situate, where I came from, yeah.
did, and our
Carl and I.
Mr. Brown, John Brown,
Yeah, oh,
was actually a privateer before getting into a lot of the stuff that he did. Wilkinson, who was a privateer, was also the guy that started the Navy, and he's the one that documented that structure there. And it's like, where? I'd love to take some sort, it's probably gone, but some sort of metal detector just to see if we could find.
And by the way, I wanted to ask you, have you ever heard of Dave Howard? Dave Howard is a good friend of mine, family friend for many years. I'd just like to give a little shout out to him. Hello, Dave Howard. Dave Howard, formerly of the High Rollers. He's a talented musician, great guy, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say hi to him once in a while. And
I have never heard of him, but I'll say hi to Dave. Good to have him come
cool,
down.
really cool guy. Cool guy. He's a great singer and everything. And
Is he going to be in the parade? High Rollers. It makes me think of bagpipes.
yeah, well, I don't think he plays the bagpipes, but he's got quite a voice there, or something like that. And yeah, you should meet him sometime. He's very interested in this field and everything, in this subject.
All right, next time we go out to Rocky Point, take him with us.
Yep.
See what
I
he
don't know if
finds.
he'll go there. I don't know if he'll take that next step to actually actively participate, but he loves studying about it and hearing about it. But,
Yeah, it's funny you talk about our good friend Marin, who's been in this field with us and coming to your shows for a while. That was her first time experiencing a paranormal investigation.
Yes.
And unfortunately, you can't tone down spirits. Like, I can't tell them how to behave. And it was very volatile and violent towards her. It even threatened to throw her in the water a couple times.
Yeah.
That was a very violent spirit. And we actually, if you remember, we moved. I don't want to give away too much for the second one, but there was some really cool stuff that happened the second time we went back there where it got aggressive. So I felt really bad that Marin's first paranormal investigation, now granted she's experiencing something, but she's experiencing like the negative side of it, something that's aggressive.
Hostility and everything.
And
she wanted to experience, and she knew that something might come across that is not too nice, could be hostile or negative, but that's the risk you take.
And she doesn't want to stop. Like most people would experience that and be like, I'm done. Don't want to ever do that again. Because I want to go to Fort Adams during the summer and investigate that too. And she's like, yeah, I want to do that because that's an easy one for her to get around in. So we'll definitely look into that. And of course, I'll invite you down to Fort Adams as well. But I'm not done with Rocky Point. One of the places I want to hit next is in the back end, is where the railway is. And some of those ties are still there.
Yeah.
So I want to go back there and run some of my gear in that area, because up the hill is where the native burials is. So I probably have to do that one during the day. Unfortunately, find a day when it's cruddy weather, or else we're going to be dealing with the outside interference of people coming back and forth.
Of course. I'd love to take Lisa with us, Lisa DeWallaby.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Lisa loves nature. She loves the nighttime. She loves all that, and experienced investigator as well. And her daughter Maya is, of course, on the cover of book 2 of Paranormal Realities, when she was a very young girl, and standing in front of a mausoleum there, looks quite ghostly. And some people have wondered if that's an actual ghost picture. But Ray DeWallaby, her dad, took that picture, and it came out very well.
Yeah, well, I'd love to have her down. I know Lisa's into animals, so
yes,
yeah,
that's kind of what made me think of it.
The old animal cemetery might be up her alleyway there, because that was pretty cool. The only thing that wasn't cool in the park there, and I feel bad for this too, is we had, if you remember, a coyote was stalking poor Marin.
Yes.
Like, I felt so bad. Like, first she's dealing with negative spirits, and now she's got a coyote that's thinking
Kind of
she's...
trailing.
Yeah, thinks she's food. I'm like, poor lady. But she still wants to come out and do it again. That is one of the dangers to investigating a park, is wildlife.
Right. But you noticed that during our investigation, it didn't taper off. It just kept getting kind of accelerating
Yeah.
as we went on. You think sometimes it would just kind of taper off and get tired, but spirits don't always get tired. And it just started, building on this negative energy and saying some very threatening things. And
That was pretty bad, the threatening stuff. And when it got volatile and started whacking and scratching and stuff, that's when I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
well, that's why I always pray before we leave an area, because you don't want hitchhikers following you home like that.
No, definitely not those ones. And I appreciate your kind words. Being the man of Wiccan, I still believe there's no such thing as an atheist in a foxhole. So if you're saying a good word for me, I don't care what God it is. You're just saying a good word for me so that whatever that is doesn't come home with me.
Right. You don't want that.
No. I've had enough bad experiences with stuff coming from areas coming home with me. One of the other parks I'd like to investigate with you, and a lot of people don't think it's got issues, is Lincoln Woods.
Oh, yeah, Lincoln Woods, I've heard that does have issues.
It
and I've known
does.
people who have investigated that, mutual friends of ours as well.
Not only does it have the spirits, I think a lot of them from the people that were drowning. They have spirits of people that have fallen off the rocks that have climbed on that. But I experienced an elemental coming home with me. And that thing is, that was nasty to get rid of.
Wow, that's right. It stayed with you for a while, didn't it?
Yep.
Wow, and you've done some work as park ranger there in Lincoln Woods.
Yep, I've done Lincoln Woods and I've done Fort Adams, and I would return to Fort Adams anytime. I don't ever want to go back to Lincoln Woods as a park ranger.
Really?
So it's not a fun place to be at. It's beautiful during the day, but at nighttime,
Yeah.
not fun.
Well, a lot of places are dangerous during the nighttime.
Oh.
I wonder if, in the history of Rocky Point, the Sprague family, you're familiar with the Sprague family?
I am.
Our Civil War governor,
Yep.
William Sprague, and he was an incredible amount of history. And of course, they've got the Sprague Mansion in Cranston, Rhode Island. And one of his relatives actually did a lot with founding Rocky Point as an amusement park, Byron Sprague.
Wow, I did not know.
He had some tragic history in his own personal life, as well as all the family did, the Sprague family, but very, very instrumental with getting that organized as a amusement park.
Do you know if he had a housing there? Because a lot of times the people in those situations that have someplace close.
I don't think he did. I think his main nucleus was with the rest of the family, but I don't think he did. I'll look that up, but I don't remember hearing that he had housing there, but he was certainly instrumental in the history of that place and tragic history of his own as well, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
What was the tragic history for Mr. Sprague?
he had illness and went over into mental illness as well and physical ailment. And but yeah, the whole family had quite a bad history. I mean, heroic history, a lot of them too, especially our Civil War governor.
I think we'll have to remember that when we go down there. I'll have to write that down, see if we can contact him. The other one I would like to talk to is the last gentleman that ran Rocky Point, David. I'm still in contact with him. I should see if he wants to come out with us one of these days and see if he'll talk to some of the carnies and get them to calm down.
Did he know the Carnies?
He probably did. I mean, he was the manager there, so he probably works with some of those carnies in there. So I wonder if I send him a message and see if he'll come out with me. I mean, the worst case scenario, he says no.
Yeah.
The best case scenario, he comes out and experiences something old and new inside there. So that'd be kind of cool to get him down there.
Right. Now, you mentioned your brother, the spirit recognized him, remembered him from the previous time he was there. My brother Carl's experience, he was supposed to join us tonight, but he was things all sorts of things seem to be going against us being here tonight, but we're here.
Yeah.
We made it, God willing. Mm-hmm. And Carl's had an experience where a spirit has remembered him and recognized him. And I'll let him tell the story next time he's on, but he came back to Slater Mill where Carl used to run the ghost tours there and everything. Mm-hmm. And something in the Brown House, the Sylvanus Brown House, remembered him and let him know in its own way that it missed him being there. It, called to him and talked to him, and nice to be remembered.
I mean, it makes sense if they're humans that are sticking around. There's good humans and there's bad humans, but
yep.
It's just got to work off that energy. But the downside is we don't 100% know what that is talking to us.
Yeah.
So we could get friendly with it and think it's our friend, and then
Yep.
let our guards down, and it turns out to be totally the opposite of what that is.
And we've got to organize and have our group take a whole trip to Rocky Point and spend an afternoon or an early evening there or something.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be kind of cool one of the days to go down there when they do the music, because they do music down in Warwick. I think it's around 4th of July, and they had the food trucks down there.
Yes, yes.
So we can get
New Year's Eve too and everything. They have a lot of events there. Yeah.
Get the atmosphere all pumped, and then wait for everybody to leave, and then hit it.
Yeah.
Because then it's going to have that old feeling of when they used to celebrate there.
Yes.
And it might get the good vibes coming and get some of the good stuff coming out.
There's so much positive energy there too. The fishing pier and everything. The dock's recently been redone. It's just beautiful there.
Yeah, I remember that dock was in very bad shape when I moved up here in the 80s.
Yes, I wouldn't have walked on it. It just looked like you'd fall through. Mm-hmm. And we remember the House of Horrors, the wonderful House of Horrors. Who could forget that?
We got to leave it off on that, definitely.
Thank you for the pin. We got the House of Horrors right here.
The Viking that...
oh, yes, the Viking.
Ripped off people's scalps when they went under was the thing, whether it was true or not. That was the story.
Yeah, it was a pretty scary Viking hacking up the dragon there and everything, pretty bloody and everything.
And they can't find the Viking, can they? I think he disappeared.
Yeah.
Again, so
like so many other things, it just disappeared.
The Vikings, the cart was at, there's a couple of them down in the Warwick Museum down there, right?
Yes.
And Flume 13's down there as well, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, and I have a neighbor that has artifacts from them and everything. And he's got a whole display in his yard, not just from Rocky Point, but other things. But he has one of the cars that was in the House of Horrors, and he's got I think it's one of the Flume cars. He's got one of the Flumes. That's what he's got.
Nice.
Yeah.
And if you ever want to experience the old ski lifts, those are up at Brick Alley Pub in Newport. They're in the back. They use them as seats in the back now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yep.
Preserve the history.
Yeah. I think that's one of very few pieces of the rides that are still around.
Well, believe it or not, we're just about out of time. It goes so fast when you're talking about all these wonderful, interesting, mysterious things.
And we made it, and I appreciate you doing your homework.
Yep.
Thanksgiving, so
yep.
You did a good job.
Who was lip syncing? Who was not?
The only one that wasn't was Debbie Gibson. I wonder if she ever performed at Rocky Point. I should look at that.
Gee, we'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
I know I have, and not by myself, but with a theater group. But good memories.
Look at that. A lot of 80s bands did perform there.
Yep. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
friend.
Keith. I appreciate it.
Great to have you here, and our next time we'll be there.
Yes.